kindergartners. Have you noticed at the beginning of small Zooms, and sometimes during big Zooms, when Miss Laura and I say, okay, today you're going to need your crayons, and you're going to need your poetry folder, and you're going to need a glue stick. And sometimes kids have all those things right in front of them. And then sometimes kids spend their whole break running around, scrambling to get everything, and calling on a grown-up to help them. Well, part of being an independent kindergartner is being organized. That means that you have things where they belong. So when you need them, you can get them. I bet you have some books or some toys at your house, and if they're a big mess all over the place, you can't find them. But if they're organized and you put them back every time, then you know where they are the next time you want to use them. Now, this takes some work, and it takes some thinking. How am I going to put all of those teaching materials that I've gotten in a tote bag, that I've gotten in envelopes, and put them in a way that makes sense so I can get them when I need them? Well, here's what I'm going to say. You're going to want to have 3 containers. It could be 3 cardboard boxes. It could be 3 envelopes. It could be a tote bag and a cardboard box and an envelope. It can be 3 different things that you can have near you when you're learning. This is the time when you're going to ask a grown-up to help you out. So if you don't have a grown-up with you right now, stop, pause the video, and go ask a grown-up to give you a hand. Okay, if you and your grown-up are back, think about 3 containers that you can use. Maybe a plastic tray, or a shoebox, or an envelope, or your tote bag. But you're going to need 3 different containers. Then you're going to look at all your things that you've gotten from school. Gather them all in one place and take a look. You might be in your house learning. You might be learning in a pod with some other kids and families that you know. You might be learning in a daycare. And those are all excellent places for kindergartners to learn. And no matter where you are, you can stay organized. I know you can. All right. So the first thing you want to do is start gathering all of your things and looking at them. We're going to sort them. So if I pick up these 3 things, I wonder what has to do with reading and writing. Well, this definitely does. These kind of do, but these are more materials for drawing and gluing that I might do for a lot of different things. So I'm going to put down the crayons and the glue stick for a second, and I'm just going to think about this poetry journal. I'm going to look at some other things I have. I have an ABC book. That has to do with reading and writing. I'm going to put those things together. I also have a little book that we're going to be using this week. I'm going to put that together. And if you have a little book or some other work that you've done, like here is my red as an ambulance drawing, I can put that all together in one spot because all of this has to do with reading and writing. So that can go in one bag or one envelope or one tray, whatever works for you and your family. Then, if you saw my desk, you would see that it's kind of a crazy mess of crayons and markers and pencils and watercolors and a pencil sharpener and glue stick. And I like to use Post-it notes. I didn't give you guys any Post-it notes. Maybe I did. But you might have some of these too, or some other things that you might use as a tool. These are tools for drawing. And these are for painting and gluing and all that. So I'm going to put all of those things in one bin that looks like that. It's just a plastic bin that I have. You can get them at the dollar store. Maybe you have some in your house or at IKEA, but you don't even need to be this fancy. If you just have a shoebox or another kind of baggie or something, just as long as it's a container that keeps all of your tools. Okay? Then, a lot of the other stuff that you have that you're going to be sorting has to do with math. So you might have your 10 frame. You might have your workbook. Those 2 things go together because they're both math. So just make a stack with those. What's something else? Oh, I know. My number book. You can put that together. You also have a lot of little things, like you might have some bears. You have some dice. You have some Unifix cubes. you're going to want to find a smaller container for all of those. I have a little basket, and I put all my things like that inside there. All of these things can go together. You could use a Ziploc bag, of course, for these too, like they came in. You can put all of these things together in a bag or a box or a tray so that your math things are organized. Now, some things might not fit in a category that I've already said. Like, for instance, maybe you have your rainbow. Maybe you haven't had a chance to do it yet. You think, well, this is an art project, science project. Where do I want to put this? I'm going to let you decide as long as it makes sense to you and your family. You could have another box, right? But you could probably say, I think I'm going to put this in with my reading and writing, or I'm going to put this in with my art materials because it has to do with that. You and your family can decide, but the point is everything should be in a spot. And then when it's time to learn, you've got your containers and you're ready to go. It doesn't have to be fancy. You don't need to have a big workspace, but you do need to have your materials organized. This Friday, which is October 8th, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th. Yes, it's the 8th, October 8th. Your family is going to come and pick up a new tote bag full of great things. So you're going to end up with a tote bag. You're going to send one tote bag back to school. And you're going to have some envelopes and you're going to have tons of materials. So you're really going to need to keep things organized. Okay? We'll talk more about tote bag pickup later in the week, but just mark it on your calendar, your kitty cat October calendar. All right? Okay, kindergartners, when you're done, please take a picture or draw a picture of your organized stuff, all your work materials, and send it to us on Seesaw. We can't wait to see.